first YouTube video. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, like the title says, I think Chainlink will be popping in the next few days, hopefully. Let's see how the market reacts in the next days. But it's very important before going there to analyze the past week because it was a very interesting week, and I have the S&P 500 chart here opened, and as we can see, we got rejected in this massive resistance, which comes from the peak of the bull market back in January 2022. And this is a very strong resistance that I don't think we will easily break, okay? And we got rejected multiple times, and in the last week we got rejected a lot. I mean, in the last couple of weeks, I think. So yeah, it's a very strong resistance that will require some big economic event for us to break, I think, okay? Because maybe when the Federal Reserve decides to pivot or something like that, maybe that's when we can break this. Otherwise, I think we just keep trending, moving below this trend line, okay? So that is very important. I think we got this massive day because Netflix earnings actually came pretty positive. I mean, the earnings per share were kind of crap, but the new subscribers were up massively, and that's very good. However, we will still need to check the earnings from the other companies that will come in the next few weeks. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple. It's going to be a huge earnings season, and I don't think the earnings will be good at all, but let's see, because we've seen so many layoffs happening in the last couple of days. Microsoft laying off 5,000 people. I mean 10,000 people, which is like around 5% of their labor force. That's a lot. We also seen Google laying off, Amazon laying off. So that's a lot of companies, big techs firing people, and that's not really a good indicator. I think we will probably have some bad earnings ahead, and let's see how it goes. Apple didn't have a lot of layoffs, and that's because they didn't hire as much as the other big companies. Okay, that's a fact. So that's why we don't see Apple so much on the headlines, because they actually hired less than the other big techs. Okay. Now, which is very good because we were kind of like in this rising wedge, which is not very bullish. It's actually bearish in the technical level. Then we broke down, retested, and went above it, which is even more bullish. That's why I think it's not really bad to assume that we can kind of like hit 25K in the next couple of days. 28K, it's a very major resistance, and that's actually part of the structure of the previous bull market. As you can see, we were always above this 28K, and I think this will be very strong resistance, and I don't really think we can go there. I mean, I don't think we can go above there in the next few months. Probably around 25K, maybe 26. That's my prediction. But yeah, I think the next weeks will be bullish, but I think it depends on the earnings. I don't think the earnings will be good, but at the same time, I can see this as a very bullish move on Bitcoin, and I don't know, kind of like in the kind of like don't know what to expect, which is very funny. But yeah, why do I say Link will probably pop soon? Because as you can see, Link has just been hovering or trending below this two lines, support and resistance, and we were always like going between $5-9, and I think now that we kind of like are trying to broke this trend line, as you can see, we've been hammering this line, which also coincides with a moving average, the 200 moving average. I think if we kind of go above this moving average and also above this trend line, which is two strong resistance now. I mean, not as strong as maybe this resistance around 9.5, of course, but it's two resistance. We have the moving average 200 and also this trend line. And if we break above, I think it's safe to assume or to predict that we can probably go around 8 or maybe 9. I'm keeping an eye on this trend line. If we kind of like stay above it, I think it's going to be very bullish for Link because we haven't seen that much of a move. But at the same time, Link doesn't make strong moves, you know what I mean? Like even in the last bull market, it's not a coin that gives you massive pumps, but I think now it's a very safe investment, because even if it crashes, I mean, it won't crash a lot, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a risk reward, a balanced move, okay? Chart, and similar to Link in some way, because we were kind of like hammering through this trend line and then we got above it with a strong move with good volume. And this is kind of like what I am expecting to happen to Chainlink. Also, some good things I wanted to show you is I also invested in Solana, but I was a little bit late to the party, to be honest. It was like around 22.8. This was just like I was just waiting for the S&P 500 to close, and for it to be no surprises at all. As soon as it closed, I entered the market and then I had some good gains here. Also, one good chart to look now, it got up massively, of course, but for future reference, the optimism token, which it's been so strong lately, and I'm also keeping an eye on it. The Matic chart also, I think I'm kind of like expecting it to do some more in the next days, but let's see how it goes. But that's all for today. I think I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye bye.